Hello again, it's Therese Auliffe here from Lighting the Way, and I'm here today to connect with the angels and to offer a beautiful angel card reading for the month of March 2020. And as usual, before I sit down and put the camera on, I meditate and I connect with the beautiful angels and I ask them what is really important for us to know for the month going forward. And of course I will take the cards also, and I jotted down just a few pointers, but I think they're still really with me, and they were, I suppose, affirming for me that most of us have felt a lot of turbulence during the month of February, and we may feel it for another number of days, right into the first week of March. And it's really that there are quite a lot of old karmic wounds showing themselves to us, and we're moving through that healing, and we will move through it, but at the end of the healing we will begin to start feeling our confidence and our power. So it's really important that we begin to step into our power, step into what we really want next, step back from our mind and open up our heart and have that deep conversation with yourself. Ask yourself, what do I really want to do? And higher consciousness is on its way. You know, we're all collectively in this together, and as we begin to really tap in and to grow, it can help you, but it can also help everybody else. And the angels are asking us to really trust in the process, because it is a process, they say. You know, trust and know that you are safe, and there is a massive energy of fear worldwide at the moment with the virus that we're all hearing about day in, day out in the media. And it's really important that we take self-responsibility and that we know that we have peace in our heart and connecting with our higher heart. So, you know, for some of us, we're used to working with the energy of our higher heart and connecting with it. And for some of us, we're not. So your higher heart, if you want to think about it in your body, you really start to think about above your physical heart and behind it. So it's almost like at your shoulder blades, in here. And that's where the energy of compassion and kindness and love and higher consciousness and understanding is stored. So it's really important for us to, you know, be quiet with ourselves, even though we may be feeling a lot of mental pressure, mental tension, confusion, not understanding what's happening in our lives. Relationships may be strained, work situations may present themselves as being difficult, our health may take a downward turn. But it really is, it really is all about rising up and claiming our power and stepping into it. And by mid-March, the angels tell me that it will get easier. So whatever you need to do to help yourself through the healing process, it's important that you do that. And for me, myself, I work in the healing field. I work with integrated energy therapy, and I work with Metatronic healing. I work a lot with angels. I'm also a life coach, and I see that people are presenting to me with a lot of confusion, a lot of anxiety, just not a clear understanding of where they are, unhappy with where they've been, what they've been doing, and it's really their soul speaking to them. So if we can really connect with the higher heart, connect with the deepest part of ourselves, and trust the information that's coming through. So there were two really big words. Sometimes they show them to me like a screen in front of my face, and trust and safety were the two big words that jumped out for the month of March. So now I'm going to take some cards and see what the angels have to say. I'm actually looking at myself here in a video camera as I hold the cards, and I can see a white aura, so I'm not sure whether you can see that or not as you're looking at the video. It's sort of coming and going. So I'm asking the angels now initially to give me some cards for the month of March. So I'm going to take 2 at first and follow that with 3 more. So we will have 5. So we will look at the first 2 and then we will look at the next 3. And so we're looking for some guidance. And they've already told us very clearly that it's time to step into our power. So that's the first one. And the second. Okay, so the first one is study and the second one is dream. So they're the first 2 cards that they've offered us here today. So I'm asking them for information on the cards. And really when I look at it, the study card has the whole spectrum of the rainbow on it. So we're really studying ourselves and who am I and what am I meant to do next. And it's taking stock and being able to step back in. And if there is something that you have been thinking of studying, a course, that's in there too. Yeah, I'm just asking now. But they said the most important thing that we're studying at the moment is ourselves and our place in this world and what we're meant to be doing, and understanding that we really are beautiful spiritual beings and we're having a human experience, and we're at the moment having confrontation almost between the head and the heart, and it's really important for us to just step out and study the whole situation. And we're going to start realizing our dreams and working towards those dreams. And when you're asleep at night, your unconscious mind often allows you to understand things, and in the morning your conscious mind may remember, or it may not remember, or it might remember little fragments, and you are struggling to put it into clear context and what you need to do with it. So what they're saying to me is that the dream is also double fold. It's almost that we have many roads, many paths, many ways to do, many ways to actually reach our highest self and to have that life of fulfillment. And keeping a dream journal would be good for the month of March, and you will notice that it will start very turbulent and that it will smooth out. And there's a lot of spiritual growth happening at the moment, a lot of vibration rising. So we are going to work very hard with ourselves this year, but there are plenty of people there to help us. So, it's very important that we go to people that can work with the energy, can work with, bringing through the higher vibration. And that's for all of us, because we'll always meet somebody that has the capacity to bring through the vibration that we all need. So that goes for people that are in the healing industry as well, for us to be able to make sure that we look after ourselves and that we keep raising our own vibration, so that we are there to help you with raising your vibration. So, our dreams can come alive, and that's really the big thing that they're saying. Just take stock and study where we're at the moment. And that's really important, because a lot of people are very confused. People are beginning to realize that whatever course they're in, whatever job they're in, whatever relationship they're in, that they're confused. So it's really important for you to make the decision that's right for your soul, and not just for the mind, because the mind can take you around in loops. So it's really important to slow down, check in, and know that you are going to be guided. Just trust that. So we have 3 more cards. Oh, here they are, 3 together. Okay, so we have nature. And of course, for me, myself, I'm a great advocate for getting out into nature for healing, and to understand that everything is like a big cycle, and the old has to really die for the new to arrive. So, as I'm sitting here, I'm looking outside my door, and there are some beautiful daffodils, and they all died off last year, and I chopped them all down, and now they're beautiful, they're blooming, and they have multiplied. So it's the same for us. If we can let go of the old energies, the old stagnation, everything that we're finished with, and just let it go. Just cut it. And that's another thing, because we're energetically connected by cords to everything from the past, and it's really a good month to really cut those energetic cords, and I mean really cut them, sever them, and the healing can begin in that area. So Mother Nature is always there to lend a helping hand. Excuse me now, because they're putting something through my throat to say, and it's itchy. Sometimes when the energy is high, before I can express it, it will give me a tickle in my throat. So what they want you to know is that it's divine timing, and this is really orchestrated from above. So it's our divine link, you know, it's our spiritual self that's actually showing up at the moment, and we're having a battle with our human self, for want of a better word. And you know, we do know and we feel it and we understand that there is a lot of confusion, and some days we wake up and we're feeling quite clear about things, and maybe we're even in conflict with other people, and some people may be just coming at us quite aggressively, and it's for us to be able to stand back and look after ourselves in those situations, because it's our soul that we need to be responsible for, and it's also our human self that we need to be responsible for. So it's just really important for us to be able to respond in a higher light than what we have been responding, and that's really incrementally raising our vibration. So the timing is right, it's divinely timed, and the fifth card that they gave me for the month of March is truth and integrity, and that really ties in, because the person we need to be truthful with is the person that's inside in this body. So we need to be really truthful with ourselves. What is it that we want to be doing that would seem too good to be true? What is it that we are doing at the moment that's not in alignment with everything that's for our highest good? And if we can really answer the questions truthfully, am I compassionate? Am I compassionate towards myself? Am I loving? Am I starting by being loving towards myself? Am I allowing myself to grow spiritually? Am I connected to my heart? Am I allowing myself quiet time? And these are all the sort of questions that are really good for us to self-explore. And once we start exploring, we start getting answers. And one question will lead to another question, and one answer will lead to an action, and one action will lead to another action. And before we know it, yes, the angels are saying it's a path. Before we know it, we're on a very different path. But they're also showing me many paths. So we can take many paths to end up at our right destination. And they're saying it's not even the right destination, but it's what we choose. So it'll be right for us. So there's no such thing as right and wrong, because there are lessons all along the path. So no matter what path we take, and they are meandering, you know, I've taken many meandering paths myself and wondering where they're all going to end up, but they do converge at some stage, and you do walk out on a bigger, wider path where there is more clarity, and there is more light, and there is more joy, and you trust more, and you understand that you're safe, and you let go of the guilt and all of those emotions that we hold, shame and guilt and anger, and they'll keep coming up for us, but it will be easier and easier to let it go. So it really is a big month for self-exploration and for healing, and healing of the past, the karmic lines. Just let me see what Archangel Michael has to say. So I'm just going to ask for one card from Michael for the month of March, because honestly, you know, this was something that was given to me in January of 2019, that up until the end of February, which we have the end of February on Saturday, tomorrow, that there will be a lot of turbulence, and it will start to even out, but people will then start to do their growth. So that's really the time for you to look for some assistance if you need it, you know, and don't struggle, and don't go through all the pain and the big long meandering road that may take you around in a big loop before you actually get there. Just let me see what Archangel Michael has. So I'm just asking for just one message. Okay, so there are actually two cards here, so I'm just going to take the two of them. So the one message that I asked for first is be gentle with yourself, okay? And that's really important because it really is a month for self-exploration, self-growth, and not to batter yourself up. So Archangel Michael says, please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I realize any feeling and I release all feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace. So there's compassion and peace and self-love coming back up again, you know, and that's what I was told when I meditated earlier on. And the second card that came along with this was ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So some of you are very used to working with Archangel Michael's energy, and some of you that are watching may not, you know, but he really is the huge protector, and he can help us to cut all those cords, all those energetic ties that we have to people, places, things, and situations, even karmic cords. So he says, Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me, and then describe your situation because it will be personal to everybody. And please help me to be filled with faith and peace at all times. So again, you know, the faith is about trusting, okay, and finding that peace in your heart. So it's quite a strong month, and we're really, I suppose, bridging the gap from where we are now to where we want to go. So it's almost like we're ready to cross over that bridge. And for some of us, we're shaky about it, you know, because there's vulnerability and there's probably even low confidence and low self-esteem and confusion of not knowing where to go. So Archangel Michael is here to help us with the fear. The angels are telling us to trust the process, that it is a process, but they're also making it very clear that you don't have to struggle through it. You really don't have to struggle through it. So if you're capable of, you know, working with somebody to help you to really make those decisions and to really let go of your fears, please do so. And if you're capable of doing it on your own and getting out into nature and journaling and making your own connections and meditating deeply, that's right for you. But really ask yourself and step outside and ask, what is right for me? What is my next step? Because you really only need to know your next step. And that confusion, that battle that may be going on within you is going to get much less. Yeah, and they're saying that it really is a very, very, very good month for taking action. So yeah, we need to start taking the action and start moving in the right direction. I'm asking the angels for one card for our children. So whether it's our grandchildren, children in school, or next door neighbours, our own children, it doesn't really matter. It's for the children of the world. So we're asking the angels now for a card for our little children. And I will hold it close to the camera for you so that you will be able to see it. And if you have a child in your life, again there are two, you might like to share it, because you know the children are getting very frightened, and there's a lot of coverage, as I said, on the coronavirus, and they really are getting frightened, and it's really important for us to, you know, reassure them of our love and that we'll keep them safe, because they are getting frightened and we don't want to add to that energy of fear. So when I'm feeling lonely, I know my angels are with me and I'm never alone. And it's really nice for us to ask the children to connect with the angels and ask them for help. And the other one says, my angel and I are enjoying the flowers and the butterflies, and I love being outdoors. And again, that's nature. So if we have the children and we have the capacity to take the children on a nature trail and into the park, and even to pot a few flowers outside in the garden and just watch them grow, and let them know that we grow just like the flowers grow, and we let old things fall away just like the flowers or the plants or the trees do, and encourage them to let go of the thoughts that are making them feel afraid and holding them back and restricting them in their lives. So if we just look at that for ourselves as well, our beautiful month of self-growth where we study ourselves and what do we want to do next, and trusting in the process. So you can find me at www.lightingtheways.com, or I'm also on Instagram as Teresa the Angel Lady, and of course I'm on Facebook. And you could email me at info@lightingtheways.com if you would like to book a remote session or healing with me. So thank you very much, and have a beautiful month of March.